Daredevil Born Again returns with another double episode drop, and this time around, the show addresses the main criticism it has faced so far. The Marvel Cinematic Universe series built its main story themes around Foggy Nelson's death in the premiere. Since then, Charlie Cox's character gave up being Daredevil and his Matt Murdock side has been the one to shine. However, Daredevil Born Again's story has led to some complaints, as there are some fans who missed the usual Daredevil action. After a few episodes of build-up, episodes 5 and 6 deliver action in spades. Last week, Daredevil Born Again episode 4 was the source of some major events. It was revealed that Wilson Fisk did not kill Adam, but he has imprisoned the man whom Vanessa cheated with and is beating him up for his own amusement. As for Matt, he followed the lead from the bullet that killed the White Tiger to John Bernthal's Punisher. Frank Castle made him confront some hard truths, making Matt question his choices. The new batch of episodes pushes both of those stories into high gear, with Daredevil Born Again's cast delivering impactful performances. Episodes 5 and 6 recap. Matt goes to the bank, and it is revealed that the assistant bank manager is Ms. Marvel's dad, Yusuf Khan. Kamala shoots him a text, he mentions her by name, and she is in California visiting friends. Yusuf talks about Ms. Marvel as Jersey City's hero with Matt, who is unfamiliar. Matt does not meet the bank's criteria for the loan. Matt hears the screams as robbers enter the bank and goes back in. Yusuf is asked to open the vault. A bank robber says Matt and a woman can leave, but Matt convinces him to let the woman's husband go with her. Matt strangles the robber with the red mask and takes it. Matt saves Yusuf and opens the vault door. They find an impressive diamond inside the deposit box the robbers were after. One of the hostage women was there to take the diamond to Luca. Matt stops the lead robber from getting away. Matt swapped the diamond for candy. Yusuf suggests they brainstorm a plan to make Matt's firm successful, and they set up a dinner in Jersey. End of episode 5. A video of swordsmen fighting is shown on the BB report. A body shows up on the docks with the eyes gouged out. Heather's new book concept is about vigilantes. Heather asks Matt for a meeting with both the Punisher and Daredevil. Fisk is told that someone is painting murals with human blood. Angela Ayala goes to Matt's office and reveals White Tiger was investigating something related to the people who have been disappearing near an old train station. There are at least 16 Muse victims, and tests on more art pieces are on the way. Jack Duquesne appears at the fundraiser and talks to Fisk. Cherry tells Matt about the serial killer Muse and how many he has killed. Fisk handpicks a task force with special powers and privileges to deal with the Muse situation. Cole North and Officer Powell are among them. Angela goes off on her own to look for Muse. Soledad calls Matt about Angela disappearing late at night. He goes to call 911 but ends up becoming Daredevil again to save Angela from Muse. Fisk takes an axe to go meet Adam in the basement, gives it to him, and they fight. Daredevil shows up and starts fighting Muse. Daredevil revives Angela, Muse escapes while he is distracted saving her, and Kingpin basks in the glory of beating Adam up. End of episode 6. Why Daredevil chose to save Angela instead of going after Muse and its significance. Matt Murdock's journey back to being Daredevil has been the driving force of his story. After episode 5 sees Matt go back to superhero territory, only he does so with a red mask from one of the robbers. Episode 6 fully allows him to become his vigilante self again. Angela is special to Matt. He promised he would get her uncle, Hector Ayala, free. While Matt was true to his word, his tactic of revealing that Hector was White Tiger was one of the key factors that led to him being killed by a Punisher impersonator when he was released. Episode 6 sees Matt once again deny going back to his Daredevil ways before he is put in an impossible situation. At the start of the episode, Angela pleads with him to look into the disappearances White Tiger had been investigating. Turns out they were connected to Muse, and when Matt decides he will leave that for the cops, Angela goes on her own to do some digging. Matt's guilt kicks into high gear, as he must suit up as Daredevil to make sure that this time Angela survives, as the law failed Hector Ayala. As soon as he arrives at Muse's hideout, Daredevil starts to brutally fight the serial killer. It is clear that Matt is punching away all his frustrations, and Muse has become the vessel for all that anger to be channeled towards. However, Matt is faced with a complex question. Towards the end of their fight, Daredevil must choose to either save Angela or catch Muse before he escapes to hurt more people. Matt is a hero, and despite Daredevil's long leave of absence, his return shows he has not completely abandoned his code. Matt chooses to save a life. How the bank robbery fits into the story of Daredevil Born Again. The bank robbery in Episode 5 can seem largely disconnected from the rest of Daredevil Born Again's storylines. It is a bottle episode, after all. However, there is one key connection to a smaller beat that has been playing out over the season. The reason the bank robbery is happening is that Daredevil Born Again Episode 3 made one character desperate to get that money. On Vanessa's orders, something Wilson Fisk would find out later, Buck told Luca that he needed to pay Victor $1.8 million as restitution for hijacking his trucks and killing Victor's men. This leads to the bank robbery scene in Episode 5, which is orchestrated by Luca's crime family to get the money they now owe Victor. While Matt Murdock has nothing to do with the business of the 5 families so far, he gets tangled up in the situation. Matt had just left the bank after his loan was turned down by Yusuf Khan, Ms. Marvel's father, when he heard the robbers arrive and went back in. Due to Matt's actions, the criminals were caught by the police and Luca never got the money, which could land him in hot water. Wilson Fisk's new Anti-Vigilante task force. Daredevil Born Again pulls heavily from the Devil's Reign event in Marvel Comics. In that story, not only did Wilson Fisk become New York City's mayor, but he also went on to outlaw vigilantes. Fisk has already indicated he will fight the city's heroes, mentioning Daredevil, the Punisher, and Spider-Man early in the Disney Plus series. One of the steps he takes in the comics to do so is to create his own army to go after Marvel's heroes. MCU fans can now see the start of that with the Anti-Vigilante Task Force being created in Episode 6. Fisk's Anti-Vigilante Task Force seems to include the worst bunch of officers he can find, morally speaking, judging by how Officer Powell is there. The character has had a recurring presence in Daredevil Born Again, being the one to claim Hector Ayala killed his partner, and that they were not beating up an informant. Fisk uses the Muse situation to create his new task force, which has special powers and privileges to deal with the serial killer. Kingpin will be supervising the new team directly, with Cole North being another officer in the Anti-Vigilante Task Force. Daredevil Born Again's Young Avengers setup. Marvel has been introducing many young heroes throughout the Multiverse saga. In the Marvel's post-credits scene, it became clear that the Young Avengers, or a version of the team, would come to the franchise. The movie saw Ms. Marvel recruit Kate Bishop, the new Hawkeye, to her team. Kamala Khan also mentioned that her next recruit would be Cassie Lang, Ant-Man's daughter. In Daredevil Born Again Episode 5, Yusuf Khan, Ms. Marvel's father, reveals that his daughter is in California visiting friends. Since Cassie lives in San Francisco, it means that Kamala and Kate are recruiting her for the Young Avengers. Who is Jack Duquesne and his importance to Daredevil Born Again? Vincent D'Onofrio's MCU return happened on Disney Plus as Hawkeye. That series revealed that Kingpin was in business with Eleanor Bishop, who was engaged to Tony Dalton's Jack Duquesne. Jack was framed by Eleanor, and upon learning that, he joined Kate Bishop and Clint Barton in fighting the Tracksuit Mafia. His arrival in Daredevil Born Again is interesting, as it gives the show a wild card who knows about Mayor Fisk's criminal endeavors. In Marvel Comics, Jack becomes the swordsman, and as the BB report revealed the hero's MCU debut, his vigilante storyline could play a major role in Daredevil Born Again. Daredevil Born Again episodes stream on Disney Plus weekly every Tuesday.